Bless the Lord, brothers and sisters. So happy to be back yet again. I thank God for you tuning in. I thank God for you subscribing and sharing. I just wanted to share this quick dream that I literally just had. I just woke up. The time now is about 3 o'clock in the morning. And I had this dream recently, maybe about, I want to say about 20 minutes ago or so. And I want to share this message specifically because we're living in a climate, in a state in this world where a lot of people are being dictated and how could I say, what's a good word that I can use? Governed or led or controlled by fear and the spirit of fear. And I want to share this dream with you. It seems super real, too real. You ever had a dream where it seems so real, you just know it's real, and then you wake up and it's like, thank God it was just a dream. But within the dream, there was a couple of nuggets that I think that you guys can ponder on, think about, and say, wow, maybe this dream or situation can shed some light and encourage my particular life or situation that I may be going through. I'm going to tell you about this dream. Years and years ago, I was madly in love with a guy, right? And I thought we were going to get married, and things didn't work out. But he was in the dream for some reason, right? And this particular guy that I was dating years and years ago, he was very, very ambitious, extremely ambitious to the point where he, at a very early age, was thinking about, having a successful life. He wanted to get into law enforcement. And, at the time, I was working, in New York, but I guess he had a mindset that he wanted to, even though we were living in, like the hood or whatever, his mindset was, he wanted more out of life, you know what I mean? And I admired that about him. And, so I thought we were going to make it, guys. I thought we were going to get married and all this good stuff. And he was very attractive. He was very fit. And we were in a relationship for about 2 years. And I could still see him the way he was back then. And in his particular dream, he wasn't a state trooper. He was beyond a state trooper. Like in the dream, he was in law enforcement. He just passed some type of test, but he was up there in rank in the dream. But for some particular reason in this dream, right, I was visiting the area. Like it's like we broke up, but I kind of was visiting the area. And for some reason, it was like we were trying to mend the relationship. He wasn't seeing anyone. I wasn't seeing anyone. It was just like I was telling him where I lived now, which was in a different area, a different state, and how successful I was and how successful we could be if we were together. So I would tell him, it's beautiful on the other side where I live. People are doing great, it's more opportunity, a cleaner life. But for some reason, I was visiting that area and he was there and I was just like, come on, like, let's pick up, like, let's make it, like, let's leave all this junk behind. I don't know if I was visiting old family or whatever the case was, but I was just trying to, let him know, let's do this. You know what I mean? We're in a place where our careers are great, but he was still in that hood, but trying to dress it up. I'm going somewhere with this video. Just stay with me for a second. He was trying to dress up a bad situation, but he called it his own. So just go with me. So finally, we looked at each other and it was like we were rekindling the love that we have for each other. And then the more I looked at him, the more I wanted to be with him. And I could tell he was very attracted to me and he wanted to be with me, blah, blah, blah. But there was one thing that was hindering us making this happen, and it affected me. I was crying. It was as if I was literally trying to convince him, come on to the other side. This place, I don't want to live here. I won't live here. This is not what I want. This is my past. Oh man, I'm going somewhere. Do y'all hear me? Think of it on a spiritual level, right? Like when you got saved, right? And you trying to tell somebody or convince somebody about God, or, oh man, this is getting deep. This is where the spiritual part comes in, where you trying to convince somebody on a spiritual level what God is about, and the other side is, come on, there's something better than this life. There's something better than where you are now. But some people like to be comfortable with where they are, right? So I go into his house, and it was like a little rinky-dink house that he purchased. And I'm telling you, it was beyond clutter in that it was dark, it was cluttered, it was small. And when he was trying to show it to me, I walked in there, was a huge, huge rat. And if anybody knows me, when it comes to mice or rats, that's I have a huge fear of it. A fear, a fear beyond measure. I would rather, honestly, I would rather see a snake than a mouse. And I don't like snakes either. But something about snakes, you see them coming kind of thing. Mice, they're so sneaky, they're so fast, they're so quick. It's like anyway. I don't do mice or rats. It just, oh gosh, it freaks me out. So anyway, I'm going somewhere, guys. Please, at the very end, you're going to get the message to this video. So, like I said, in a dream, as I saw this disgusting rat, on top of his clothing, and it was cluttered and nasty. And anybody knows me, some people say OCD. I like things clean. I like things neat and organized all the time around me. I like to live clean, neat, and organized, right? I don't like clutter. It repels me. I don't like it. So in that dark, nasty looking house that he purchased or whatever, I guess he was trying to tell me, come to my world. I could share this world with you. And I immediately ran out, and I was disgusted, and I cried because I really wanted him to come on the other side with me. Are you feeling me? Are you getting me? Whoo! Lord have mercy. So I wanted him to get on the other side with me, but it was like the more I tried to convince him and tried to tell him, this is not my world. This is not what I want. This is not the future I wanted. The harder it became to convince him. He was like, I never been on that. Oh man, hallelujah. Listen, he said, I never been on that other side. He said, I'm comfortable with this. I don't know what you're talking about. What you're telling me is foreign. And I'm telling him, and I'm trying to convince him, saints. I'm trying to tell him, listen, what I have now, I had to work hard for. What life I have now in this state that I am, where I'm living now, is beautiful. You get more for your money. It's cleaner, and then I starting to see the people around there. And they were so comfortable with their surroundings. And I could see like everything around the terrain where he was living, right? It was hood-like, beyond messed up. And they were comfortable with living there. And I was crying and I was saying, when you live in a certain state of mind, of being, of living, right? And you get comfortable with that, you don't realize that you in filth. Oh man, I just said something. I'm going somewhere. It's like, When you live in filth and dirtiness long enough, you get so comfortable that the enemy will try to make you feel like what you have is golden, like what you have is godly, that what you have is enough, that what you have is all to end all. That's it. That's no, in other words, there's no growing out of that. There's no living out of that. And I think of a lot of different movies like that, like Logan's Run. I'm old school. I was born in 73, but one of my favorite sci-fi movies, if anybody knows me, know I love sci-fi. It was about Logan's Run, how if they got out of the situation, it's only two people that made it out of that situation. So with that said, there's not a lot of people around you that's going to be trailblazers and renegades and people that's going to take leaps of faith. There's not a lot of people around you just going to do it. But there is another side. And I want to encourage every listener that's listening to this message. Now I want to go on a spiritual level, right? Long story short, I broke up with the dude in the dream. I went on to where I was living, and he stayed stuck and stagnant. And then it came to a situation where he finally came to his senses and tried to get with me again. On the other side, I was already with somebody. And the timing was wrong. I wasn't interested in him anymore. It was over. I was like, I'm done. Doors closed. Boat is closed. The ark is closed. Oh, man, I just said something. Brothers and sisters, this is the spiritual side of this message. I want you to listen when it comes to timing and when it comes to taking your leap of faith. God will give you the opportunity to get up out of your situation, to get up out of that stagnant relationship, to get up out of that stagnant job, to get up out of that messed up circumstance. God will give you a way of escape. But it is up to you to take that leap of faith. And the timing may not be what you think that timing is, but it's right on time. It's that confirmation that you were looking for. Yes, this is the video confirmation that you have been looking for. A lot of people out there are saying, should I make this move? Should I do this? Should I do that? This is the video confirmation that's saying if you don't get on God's timing and take that leap of faith, now the boat is closed. People in Noah's days had an opportunity to get on that boat. It was big enough. They had enough room, but they thought that the way they were living was the all and end all. But they had a rude awakening and they all perished. So brothers and sisters, take this message wherever you want to take this message. But I'm just letting you know somebody needed to hear this message. If you stay stuck, if you stay stagnated, if you stay in a comfortable state where you don't want to move out of fear, you won't get the blessings that God wants to give you. I was telling that ex-boyfriend of mine, and again, this is a dream, but it also deals with the spiritual side of how people can become so complacent in life and thinking that this is the only thing that God has for you. If he only would have taken that leap of faith, because like I said, he was making great money. He was making amazing money. And the career that he had, he could go anywhere around the world and make even more money. And I was telling him in the dream, I said, I had this job years ago and they hired me again. And, I did outstanding work. And I was telling him, I'm at a great, place in my career. I'm making wonderful money. We could come together with this. We can have a big house and we love each other. We can rekindle whatever. So I was just trying to let him know. And I was crying, because I really love this dude, and I wanted to get with him and he loved me. And I was just like, come on, like, we don't need to be here. Like, I felt so out of place. You ever go to a place where you're trying to convince people spiritually this is not what you need? Put down the drugs or stay away from these people. There's more that God has for you, and they don't see it. They don't see it. They're looking at you like you got 10 heads. Well, guess what? They're going to learn the hard way, because I'm out. And that's how I was. I was just like, if you don't get on board, young fella, with this, if you're not on board with me, I'm not going down for you. I'm not going in the gutter for you, bruh. That's how I was. I was very, very, I wasn't like one of those chicks where, ooh, he's fine, I'll go with him, I'll get some rat traps, or you know what I'm saying, like I'll be, he's successful, and maybe I should go with him or whatever. Nah, man. In the dream, I was like, I'm out. Peace. It's like, I'm not going with you. I'm not going in this rat trap with you. No, I'm not doing it, because I already know what the other side looks like. In the dream, I was just like, I know what the other side looks like. You come with me or it's over, kind of thing. I was just like, no. I was just like, So you may have people around you that are just not ready spiritually, that are just not ready fundamentally on a lot of levels. Don't let them hold you back. Don't you dare let them hold you back because you want to keep the friendship, or you want to save face, or you just want to go along to get along, and you're in a situation where you going backwards for them. Nah, don't go backwards spiritually for them. Don't go backwards in a lot of ways for them. So if this message, encouraged you, I won't be long. I just want to let you know that, sometimes we got to let people go in order to get to the other side ourselves, and we'll drown. We'll be in quicksand if we stay in certain relationships or in certain circumstances. It was deep, man. It was really, really refreshing to know that I made the decision to move on. And when I moved on in the dream, like I said, I was with the person that I needed to be with. So, yeah, I guess it wasn't meant to be with that relationship, but who knows, man? It was like he was so fearful and so comfortable with what he had. And when this is what I remember in the dream also. When I saw the rat, right, in the dream, in his house, in a small, rinky-dink house or whatever, he was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to get some rat traps for that one. And I'm like, really, dude? Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. It was like the whole attraction for him was like over. I don't know. Maybe somebody needed to hear this dream, y'all. Maybe somebody needed some extra encouragement. Don't you dare let nobody block your blessings. Don't you dare let yourself block your blessings in order to appease somebody's walk with God or walk in life. You mess around. Oh, man. Here we go. You mess around, hanging around and staying around or being linked up with somebody that's not spiritually or fundamentally walking the same walk or same road that you're trying to go through in Christ and in life, they could drag you down. Did you not know that? Their fears, their complacency, their stagnation, their paranoia, all of those are spirits. Did you not know that? And if they don't get over that emotional trauma and baggage and weight, if they don't fight them demons and get on a good foot in God, so to speak, if you settle with them, you could find yourself in a place in life where there's no return. Then you're going to be the fearful one. You was all hyped up about making it and doing better and this, that, and the third. And you linked up with somebody that's a person who don't want to do nothing in life and want to stay comfortable in filth and nastiness and complacency. You be linked up with that type of individual, then it's going to be extra hard building your faith up again. Because now you contaminated with filth Oh man, I'm done. I'm done. Look at the spiritual side of this, please. Don't just look at the whole physical side. I want you to look at the spiritual side. When you are with filth, filthy mind, filthy heart, filthy everything, when somebody is literally not walking with Christ, right? And you compromise by being linked up with somebody like that. Either you are winning them to Christ, or you getting sucked in their cesspool of crazy mint. And then they gonna drag you down to you know where. Bless the true and living God.